This is the legend of the House of Blue Lights. Decades ago in Indianapolis lived a wealthy recluse. He and his wife threw grandiose parties late into the night. The cream of society mingled with artists, bohemians, sometimes even disreputable sorts, engaged in questionable business and bizarre practices. Intoxicated guests often frolicked in the Olympic-sized swimming pool, sometimes fully clothed, sometimes not. The man loved his wife, and he and his wife both loved animals, particularly cats and dogs, letting them run free, yet well fed and cared for, throughout the grounds and even in much of the house. They also loved the color blue. They loved it so much, they often lit their house, inside and outside, and the pool with blue Christmas lights at all times of the year. But then the gentleman's lady passed away, and so did the gentleman's love for life. And the parties, however, still remained his love for animals, for the color blue, and for his wife. And so the cats and dogs still ran free, still well fed and still cared for. The grounds remained tended and well kept. The pool was allowed to sit undisturbed and go stagnant, a thick algae growing on the surface of the dank still waters. Occasionally the blue lights bedecking the pool, as well as the house, were changed as they went out, giving it all, the manor and the pool, a weird, otherworldly look. But weirder and more otherworldly was a special chamber in the house. Servants were not allowed there, though they remained to clean up and keep up the rest of the house. The chamber was tended by the gentleman alone. Oddly enough, the chamber was somewhat visible from the outside, though blurred through the thick, distorted panes of the windows. Its oddness was only magnified by the ghostly blue light which radiated all night, every night, through that glass. And the tale developed of what the chamber contained. For it was well known that he adored his wife. They seldom had been seen in public without the other, and as it was in life, so must it be when that life had passed. What was in the chamber, radiating a pale blue throughout all hours of the night? What did the thick panes obscure from the sight of those outside? What inside was forbidden for servants to behold, and reserved only for the care of the increasingly reclusive gentleman? Some claimed to know, to have pressed up against the thick glass outside until they actually glimpsed the truth, to have worked at the estate only to have been caught and dismissed when they attempted to enter the chamber, to have actually broken in and beheld fully and clearly the blue illuminated glass sarcophagus covering the white-garbed form of the still beautiful lady of the house. After time, fewer and fewer servants came to work. The grounds went unmowed, bushes and trees went untrimmed, cats and dogs ran wild and went feral, and the old man ventured out fewer and fewer times until he was seen no more. And to this day, some young man might take his young lady onto the grounds, and venture forth to the manor, and peer through the still thick, still somehow illuminated blue glass, to perhaps glimpse the crystalline tomb of the lady, and now her gentleman. Ha 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 ha!